Hey everybody, and welcome to my very quick tutorial on how to use um, Soundtrap. So this is going to be what we're going to be working on our projects for both Jazz Band and for the Southridge team. So I thought this would be a great time to go through a very quick step-by-step process of what I was hoping to get um, achieved with these projects. So pretty much what Soundtrap is, it is a digital audio workspace known in the industry as a DAW, D-A-W, digital audio workspace. And pretty much it's just a fancy way of saying it is an online version of like a GarageBand or a Logic or any of the maybe more advanced settings like Pro Tools if you have any experience working and doing any studio recording. So this is great. It's called Soundtrap. It's owned by Spotify, and it's a phenomenal platform for the purpose of multiple people collaborating on a project. So when you first log in to Soundtrap, either on your phone, which you'll see mirrored here on the right side of my screen, or the desktop app, which you'll see over here on the left side, you'll see the two different projects that I have. Actually, you won't see these. You'll only see the one that I've shared with you. But I have two projects, one for my Southridge team and one for my school jazz band. And we're all doing a similar kind of thing where I'm sharing the project with you, and each person is responsible for recording just their instrument into the project. That's it. You don't need to mix, you don't need to edit, you don't need to adjust volume levels. You just need to get me a really good take of your instrument or your voice part playing into the thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with Superstition as just my sample here. So you're going to click on the studio button if you're on the desktop app, or I'm just going to very simply tap on Superstition, and then I'm going to click Open in Studio if I'm on my cell phone. So I'm going to click Recover and Save because I don't think I saved it from the last time I was working on it. So on the cell phone app, you'll see it looks very similar. There's this green button with like heads. That's the collaboration space. That's where you can actually look at everybody who's participating or collaborating in this project. So you'll see the whole Southridge team, or you'll see the whole jazz band in there. This purple dot up here we're not going to be using for this project, but that's the loop function tool. So what we are going to do is I want to show you a few things, especially with the desktop app, that we can kind of work with. So the first thing is you'll notice that there's already a tempo set in here. On the iPhone app, you'll have to go into the settings over here, and you'll see the tempo is marked right here, which you won't really need to set. The metronome button is right here. So if I tap on that, it gives me the option on my phone to adjust the volume of the metronome. Oops, I moved the screen. Adjust the volume of the metronome. Change the sound of the metronome. That's how you do it on the phone. On the desktop app, you'll simply see it at the bottom of the screen here. So all I did to get to this on the phone was I clicked on these bars up here. So I click on the bars. I clicked on the metronome button here, and that took me into that metronome view. And then when you're finished with it, you just click back on the three bars, and that will close your metronome. So the metronome's great because it's going to allow you to have a click track going while you record. Even though we're recording over top of an audio file that has timing, I think it's really important, or it's good practice to have that metronome going while you're playing. So get the volume set so you can hear it real nice, and you'll also be able to use it as a count-in if you ever have to punch into a section, which we'll talk about in a minute. So once you've got your metronome settings ready to go, now it's time to add the microphone or add your track to the project. So if I'm on my phone, I'll go phone first and then desktop app. If I'm on my phone, I'm going to click on the plus button here on the left side. And I'm going to click plus, and it gives me all sorts of options. This is digital drum kits, guitar and bass amps. We're going to very simply be using the voice microphones. All right. If I want to add a project or add a track over here, I click Add Track, and I click Voice and Microphones. And you'll see the two apps, whether you're on the phone or whether you are on the desktop, have very similar screens. The only difference between your computer screen and the smartphone or tablet screen is the tablet doesn't really give you the option to choose other microphones because you don't normally add a big microphone to your cell phone. It's not really commonly done. So it just defaults to the in-house microphone here on your cell phone. Versus on your computer, you can plug in a big fancy USB microphone if you wanted to do that. I did this just for my demo. I'm not actually using this mic in the recording. I just have it plugged in so you can see it and see how you would select it. The other thing is, if you're more of an advanced, if you have a studio at home, I know some of you have something that looks like this. This is called a digital audio interface. This is a 2-channel. I also have a 16-channel down here below my computer, but they're all the same thing. Again, it's got a USB output on the back right there, and when it will allow you to plug a big studio microphone into this and then go from USB into your computer. So if you have an interface, you are welcome to use your interface with your really awesome microphone. If you have a USB mic, you can use your USB mic with this program. And if you don't have anything, that's totally fine. You can use, and I'm going to use the built-in microphone to my computer or to your cell phone for this project. So I'm going to very simply click on this button, and this is where you'll see all the options. I can choose my snowball. I can choose the default internal microphone. So if you have an interface, you can go into advanced settings and you can choose which channel of the interface you'd like to pick. But again, I'm keeping it simple. I'm using just everything that's built into my phone and my computer for this tutorial. And if I scroll up here, you'll see that I had Superstition start a little late. All right, so if I want to record on my phone, I simply hit start recording. But it's going to ask me a question first. The first thing it's going to ask me is, did you plug in your headphones? Because it's going to be recording through the microphone, but also playing yourself out through the speakers. And if you don't plug in headphones, it's going to create major feedback. And so the first thing it's going to ask you when you hit record is, are your headphones plugged in? Now, if you are fancy and you've got wireless headphones, don't use them. Because whenever you use Bluetooth headphones, we call it latency issues. There's delay from the computer talking to the headphones, okay? So if you have these kind of headphones, you want to make sure that you're getting the wire and you are plugging them into your phone with the cable, okay? I would suggest just getting an old school set of headphones. If you have in-ears, anything is fine. You want to make sure that they have this end on it, and you can plug it into your computer or your interface or whatever it is that you plug it into. So I'm plugging in my headphones into my computer first. I'm clicking here, and let's look at what it says on the smartphone over here. When I click start recording, I hit start recording. Now I didn't plug headphones into my phone because they're in my laptop, so I'm gonna say I'm not using headphones, which means that protecting your ears monitoring has been switched off, no more feedback. Okay, so here we go. It says get ready, and I'm recording. Now you'll see the purple bars start moving. That means it is recording my voice, and I'm actually not hearing the pink track. That's because my headphones aren't plugged in. You might have heard the sound coming through these. So you want to make sure that you've got the headphones. Otherwise you won't hear the other track, you won't hear the click, it'll be a total mess. So I'm going to click on that, I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to go back to the beginning, and just for fun, I am going to plug my headphones into my smartphone and see how that works. So I've got my little adapter because Apple makes you buy these annoying little adapters. I am plugged in now. I hit start recording. Oh, I need to go and tell it. Oh, so what you'll see that I just did was, let me go cancel for a second. I clicked on the 3 bars on the top and I went into sound setup. This is something that's really important to do on your cell phone. You plug your microphone in or you use the built-in, you click next, and it will actually pick up how loud your voice is. You'll see over here that it's actually monitoring my voice or my instrument. So you want to play your instrument as loud as you're going to be in the recording. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, right? So I click next. Oops. I don't know what this is. Next. On the next page, it allows me to sing. I click ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. This is where you're playing your trumpet, testing your instrument. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay. Then it asks me to be quiet because it listens for background noise. My HVAC unit's running. It actually listens for any kind of background noise, and it says done. I click OK, and now I can click start recording. All right. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna add a new voice microphone and effects. Oh, not effects. Sorry, here and monitoring. I'm gonna turn monitoring on because I've got my headphones on. Now I can hear myself talk. I can hear the background track. I hit start recording. It gives me a ready go. And I'm actually hearing the background tracks now. And I can actually know exactly when to sing on that. So that is how you record on your phone. Now before you plug your headphones off, turn off your monitoring by tapping on those 3 lines up there at the top and hitting monitor off. Now we're going to do it on my computer end. Very similar process. So I take this, I plug it into my computer, I hit start recording. It's going to go through the same process. Yes, I'm using headphones. Here we go. You can actually close out of that view if you want to be able to see all the tracks that are happening. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. 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 All right, and you hit the space bar to stop, or you click the stop button. Either way is fine. And then you'll see here, it's got my audio in there. And I can actually click on, this audio, and all of this was just kind of me waiting. So if you really wanted to, you can actually drag this and get rid of all that. And this is really where you really start singing. So if I want it, in my metronome settings, I can do a 1-bar count in, and I can just start right here at where my part begins. We call this punching in. So for example, if I wanted to re-record the chorus of the song or re-record a solo, whatever, I could just start there. I don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. So I'm gonna punch in here at, I don't even know what this is. I'm just clicking on a random spot. Let's listen. Bow, bow, ba, da, ba. All right, so I'm gonna start at measure, let's go to 29, for example. Okay, so I'm gonna punch in here. I hit record, ready, and ba 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 da ba ba ba, bow bow ba da ba. So there you have my voice part and just my voice part, because everything has been going into my ears through here. I was able to hear the backgrounds, I was able to hear the metronome, and the computer microphone was only going to pick up my voice. So your goal is to make sure that you give me the best recording of yourself singing or playing your part for either Superstition or for the Southridge team. And hopefully by the time we're done, we will have a ton of tracks all layered in here. And you can go in and name your track. You can say, I'm playing the alto 1 part, or I'm playing the timpani part, whatever. So you can name your track. Let's name it alto 1, and you'll see everybody else's tracks here. This button here, it's got the headphone button. It's on both the phone app and my phone stopped mirroring to my computer, so just follow me along on here for now. The headphone button is a solo button. It mutes everybody except for the track that you clicked the headphones on. You could also click on the mute button, which is the little X next to the speaker, and that will manually mute tracks. So if you wanted to mute all the trumpets, or if you wanted to mute everybody, or if you wanted to just mute the drum set player or whatever, you can go and manually mute them, or you can just solo that background track that you want to play along with. So that's it. You're going to go through, you're going to record and give me the best take that you can get from start to finish. You can stop and punch in the middle. I just want it to sound, if you do punch in, you want to make sure that when you go back it feels seamless, like the transition is good from everything. We don't want any like real hard cuts. So just make sure that you listen through your take, that it is the best that you can give me, and then when you're done with that, you click this big save button. It will save the project, and you can go back to the main page. And that'll take you back here, and you'll see it says mixing. That's just adding your part in, and then once that's all finished, you'll see that it's ready to go, and then you can always come back and work on this at any time. You can do half the song one night, half the song another night. You could give me your best on a Monday, and if you get time on a Tuesday, you can come back in. So hopefully this makes sense on how to use your phone. Please make sure that you're able to plug a headphone in if you're using your phone, or you can use your computer. So those are the two options that are available to everybody. And if you use an iPad, it is the exact same view and screen as your phone. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully everyone knows kind of sort of how to get started, get your part recording, and let's give this a shot and see how it goes. If you have any questions, just reach out to me and let me know what I can do to help. Thanks. Bye.